here I'm going to explain how this works in changing belief systems. It changes who you are and what runs you. And what runs you is making different choices. This is called the theory of mind. Okay, so this is your mind. And it looks like a blank slate, but for everyone that's not true, because we all come in wired, which is why siblings grow up in the same house and can be so different, right? So you're wired with your primitive mind, and this is fight or flight. That's part of your primitive mind. So say you're a caveman, and you're sleeping in your cave, and you've got your spear next to you, and the big animal comes, and he's going to get you without even thinking. You're going to wake up and grab that spear, and what? You're going to fight. You're going to throw it at the animal. Okay, well now it breaks, and it falls down, so you don't have a spear anymore. What are you going to do? Flight. Okay, so our first instinct naturally from our primitive mind is to fight. The second is to run, is to flight, right? So now you're running and this big animal's gaining on you and he's gonna get you. You only have one chance to live. If you were in this situation, you would actually do this, but think, can you figure out what you would do at this point? Because really there's only one possibility of maybe getting out of this. You're gonna play dead, right? So that's the third F, which is freeze. Fight, flight, or freeze, play dead. In today's society, we are still wired exactly the same, but the rules are different. You can't punch someone in the face. You can't throw a spear at someone, not legally anyway. So the landlord comes knocking on the door and you can't knock him out, but you still have that fight energy. Where does it go? Where does today's fight go? This is huge. Inside. It becomes tension and anxiety. And now that builds up, right? So it's like the spear broke and the running away. What does that become? Well, that becomes having a drink. That becomes having a cigarette, okay? So it's self-soothing, which serves a purpose, but it's not the healthy way to do it, and now you know better. You understand that it is in conflict with you. It is in conflict with your immune system, and the organs and cells of your body are saying, no, they don't want this anymore. You know that there's a better way. So that flight of today, of having a drink, or in your, somebody comes for weight loss, maybe it's eating too much or the wrong foods, and in this case, it's having a cigarette, which is self-soothing, but now you know better. And then when that becomes too much, what's today's play dead? What's today's freeze? Well, that would be alcoholism, overeating, obesity, or in this case, being a smoker, right? So for other people, for example, it's depression, right? Instead of sleeping to cope, now this is the play dead, sleeping a lot, right? So that's the ultimate effect of the initial taking tension and anxiety in. Now these are all learned behaviors because we're only born with two fears in this primitive mind. One of the fears is fear of falling, and the other is fear of loud noises. Anything other than those things are learned fears. So whatever it is that a smoker would want to compensate for, what a smoker would want to cope because of, those things are learned. Between the ages of 0 and 8, we take information literally. These are pluses and these are minuses, and this K is for known associations. Everything inside of here is what we know, and it's our life script. So, some people like dogs. For me, I was bit by a dog. I have a little scar on my pinky. So for me, dogs are there. I love birds. Other people are afraid of birds. Some people look at other people who have money and they don't like them for whatever reason, right? So money people are here and then that person wins the lottery. Well, let's put that on hold for a second because everything inside of here is familiar, and that is pleasure. So even if it's on the minus side, it's a negative thing, it's still in my life script. I know it, it's familiar, and that's pleasure. So everything out here is unfamiliar, and that is pain. So now you take that person who looks at other people who have money and they don't like them, that person wins the lottery. It's unfamiliar, it's pain. What story do you see on the news all the time? This person won $250 million and it's all gone. It's painful. So what we want to do is take these negative beliefs and make a belief change. And I'll show you how we do that through hypnosis, because all of this is 88% of your mind, and that's your subconscious mind, and that's what runs you. So this is obviously, if you've done the math, 12%. Your conscious mind, what's there? Logic, reasoning, analyzing, decision-making, and willpower. Willpower is a big one for somebody who wants to quit smoking. So now you've got an idea. Here's your idea light bulb. I want to quit smoking. And then you say, well, Let me check my thinking mind. Is it logical? Yeah. Is it a reasonable request to quit smoking? Yeah. I've analyzed this, makes sense. I've made a decision. I even quit smoking once for 6 months. But that's 12% of the mind. 88% is always going to win. So at some point, it's going to come back unless you change your belief about it. Here's how we do it. You say, I want to quit smoking. You go in. Your critical mind now is a block to your life script. Between 9 and 14, you develop like a, hey, wait a minute. That's why people say teenagers can be difficult, because they're like, I'm not going to take in that information you're just handing to me now. I'm going to think about this. I want to quit smoking. That's my idea. It's reasonable and logical. And now there's a bouncer. Here's the door. The door is locked tight. The bouncer says, hang on, let me check. Quit smoking. There's a negative. And it boots it out. Why? Because smoking is somewhere over here for you. And that could be coping, that could be stimulating, that could be social life, that can be a chemical addiction, whatever it is. I am getting something out of it right now. Okay? So you say, I want to quit smoking, it goes in, it checks, sees the minus, and boom, it boots it right out. You can try this. It may work for a little while, but this is always going to win. That's the part that runs you. That's the part that has your device that you're looking at right now at the particular angle that you like. Look at what you're wearing. That's the part that probably chose what you were going to wear and how you were going to wear it or why you like it. It's all in there, and it seems like it's not up to you because it's the part that runs you. So through hypnotherapy, what we do is, I like to say, we drug the bouncer, right? So now the critical factor sort of takes a rest. We go in and whoop, we shift a belief system. If it seems that simple, it's because it is. But think about, how long have you been smoking? Probably years at this point. Give yourself 30 days to undo that, okay? And in these 30 days, we simply, through hypnosis, go in and boop, we shift the belief system. You have an idea to quit smoking? No problem. And then everything in your life is going to fit into this life script of you being a permanent ex-smoker. For more, go to sandyaimshypnotherapy.com, and then you'll see, you can click the link where you can purchase the MP3 that you're going to listen to for 30 days. Make this commitment to yourself. You're worth it.